Okay, here we are at Chapter 11. Um, now we've billed the insurance and they've paid or not paid, whatever the case. But when they pay, we would expect that it is now time to post those payments. So remember, though, that we have two kinds of payments. So it's really important that you remember that a patient has a copay, and those copays are done differently as the way that we post. But we also can get the insurance company payment for the services. And sometimes it's for certain procedures and not all of them. So we have to be very, very careful when we're reading it. So you may need to post several payments per patient depending on how many procedures that were done during their visit. And with the check that comes, or an electronic check, you're going to have what's called an ERA. So that's a little e, capital R, capital A. That's electronic remittance advice. With each of those, all insurance payers are going to send this with the check, and it's going to show that breakdown of the charges per patient. So you might see several patients that are listed on the ERA, so be careful when you post. Make certain that you are posting to the right patient account. I always recommend using a ruler as you go down and proceed down the page to be certain, and then double check when you're done that you posted them to the correct account. So, in another important part then of the ERA is they show reason codes and remark codes. In both cases, you need to pay close attention to the explanations for those, because if they have denied a payment, they're going to have a code for that. Or if they've reduced the payment, there'll be a code for that. So you may need to make notes within the patient chart as to why this happened. So when you open up the electronic remittance advice, you want to do the following. First, you want to check for the patient's name and the control number that's on it, the date of service against that claim. It's really important to match up the date of service. You may have had an office visit that is a pretty common one, and you just happen to think, oh, okay, it's this amount, or oh, I see it, and each one of the patients has that. Just be really, really careful to look at the date of service. You want to verify all the billed procedure codes and make sure that they're all listed there. You want to check the payment for each one of those codes against the expected amount. So we call this expected, or we call it allowed. So if for some reason it's not the same, then you're going to need to question that. So in lab, we're going to learn how to apply those payments to the actual charges, and then we'll see what's left over. Okay, I'll see you soon.